Hey, what's up everyone? Danny and Alex. In this boxing video, I'm going to talk about some strategies, all right? So I'm going to give you 5 different examples of great training tips or training strategies you should be incorporating into your boxing workout. So check it out. Okay, so the first tip we're going to be talking about is always moving back, all right? So basically, by moving back is drawing the opponent in. Okay, so let's say, for example, you have someone who's putting pressure. So what you want to do now is create distance to make them follow you. So for example, if I'm here, this is the zone where I know I can attack him. But if he moves first, now there's a lot of range between us. So of course, as the aggressor, I'm going to be trying to cover that distance. So every time he moves back, I'm trying to move in to close the distance slowly so I keep into almost punching range, all right? So now a good tactic for this, when you're sparring, is to draw the person to come in. Okay, so every time he moves back, that forces me to kind of like close the gap because I'm trying to find that range where I can shoot off my punches. So a nice drill to train this, maybe on a count of 3, we're gonna go follow him 3 times, but now watch how he's gonna intercept me on my 4th step. So if he moves 3 times, 1, 2, 3, of course now I'm tempted to keep on following. As I move again, boom, that's where he intercepts with a punch, all right? So it's almost like that half step. So here's a nice drill to practice. Look, he moves once, twice, 3, and then poof, catches me on the 4th rep. It doesn't mean that's going to be on the 4th rep every time. You can do on the 2nd, 3rd, 7th. Doesn't really matter. This is just a drill. So with a training partner now, you can have a set pattern to practice. Okay, so one more time. Look, he wants me, he knows I'm going to be pressuring in. So he wants me to follow him, follow him, follow him, and then boom, that's when he catches me here. Now we're using the jab simply because your jab is the quickest and simplest weapon to use, all right? Doesn't unbalance you. If you throw the right hand or an uppercut or a left hook, that turns your body, all right? So if you miss, now you're not in a perfectly placed position to cover, for example, all right? So using the jab keeps you in balance, all right? That's the first tip. All right, the second one we're gonna be looking at is I want Alex to move his head out of the way. So this time he's gonna be putting the pressure towards me. All right, but every time someone's backing out this time, I'm not just moving with my feet. I might be using the jab defensively to keep him off the distance. All right, so as I jab, he wants to move his head. Every time he's blocking my jab, if he's moving forward, the reason why he's moving forward is to try to set up a power punch. But if he's blocking, his hand is occupied temporarily, so he wants to move his head instead. So now he's gonna slip 1 and slip 2. And now on the 3rd one, I want him to sit. So he's going to sit. But look, every time he sits and comes back up, it pushes off the right hand. That's the cross. That's a power shot. All right, so a nice drill to practice this is simply sit, sit, and slip. 1, 2, 3, and boom, right away. See that? So one more time here. Look. 1, 2, 3, and poof. Power shot. That's the counter punch. So slow motion one more time. Once, twice, here, and then that's the power shot. A little bit quicker now. So this is a great drill to practice. Boom, 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 bam. And this is a great way to keep the pressure and counterattack. All right, the next tip I want to cover is sometimes you're in tight. All right, so of course when you're boxing, you're going to be in the pocket like this. Sometimes it might be because my back is against the rope, for example. So as we're boxing in tight here, of course now, if I threw some body shots, you're going to have to cover. But left hooks, for example, if you threw a left hook here, it's a little bit tight. You know, it's a little bit tight for a power shot. Sometimes you might throw it and it might even like just the arm is going to catch the head. So a nice little trick is always using your half steps. In previous videos, we talked about footwork. Using the half step is only moving the back foot, puts you out of range, all right? So it gets that nice pullback. So look, if he wants to throw a nice power hook to get out, a lot of times because he's tight here, my gloves are covering, he might just use a nice half step, boom, and it sets up a lot of range, a lot of power for the left hook, all right? So just by doing this now, that sets up that distance, okay? So here I'm a little bit tight for that hook. But when I move out, it loads up a nice whip into my hook. So that's what he's going to practice here. Watch. 1. Again. Boom. So when you're in tight here and you're boxing, the gloves are occupied here in the pocket. And now he steps out and catches the left hook. And then, of course, he can follow up with more punches or just step out of range with a full step. But that's a great tactic for the infighting portion of your boxing. All right, we talked about how we want to draw the opponent in. Another way to draw them in is just to drop your lead guard. A lot of times, if he drops the lead guard here, I'm tempted to jab him, right? So here, right here. So now he's just going to use a sway, right? Just that pullback without even moving the feet. See? Because this, once you become a master at distance and you want to open up for a power punch or a counter strike, So now you can simply make the opponent miss and fire out the right cross. Okay, so look, he sways back and right hand right here. So look, maybe as a drill, you do it 3 times. So 2 times he's gonna pull back. On the 3rd rep, he counters back. So 1, 2, 3, boom, right away, see? Boom, right over top, okay? This is a great drill to practice distance. Of course, you wanna make a lot of repetitions to get good at this, but this is a good thing to make the opponent miss with that jab and come right back over top for that counter punch. All right, our last tip for this video, all right, there's so much strategies and tactics we can use for the fight game, is gonna be cutting the ring. Of course, now I don't have a ring here, but what we're gonna do is just give you an example of, imagine these are the ropes, that's the corner, and ropes are going in this angle right here. So now Alex wants to pressure me in to get to that corner, all right? So what he's gonna do now is just tempt me to get that defense. So he's throwing off punches, forcing me to cover and block, but at the same time, he knows very well I'm trying to move in this direction or that direction. So the moment he sees me move here, he wants to cut the angle. He wants to cut the ring off, as we say, but he wants to do it in a diagonal motion. He doesn't want to just go laterally, all right? He wants to slowly cut the ring. So if we backed out just slightly here, now we're gonna cover about 6 feet of space into a few steps. Watch this, boom. Now he cuts, boom. Now he cuts, and then boom. And look where I'm at already, okay? Within a few steps, he's already cut the ring, and now I'm stuck in a corner, and now he has me where he wants to throw combinations, okay? Let's look at it one more time. So good tactic to practice, okay? So here, keeping me on the defense, and now as I try to move out, he's cutting, move out here, he's cutting, okay? And then look, within a few seconds, he's got me backed up into the corner. So this, of course, is a great thing to practice when you're preparing for a boxing fight, all right? So for sparring sessions, we like to do these types of training drills. Great for your boxing skills. All right, guys, so there you have it. 5 great sparring tips to improve your skills in boxing. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you
in the next video.
Take care.